Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna take a Volvo Penta instrument panel, engine panel, that has this freaking expensive light bulb holder. This one in particular has all the light bulbs broken. It's one that I had laying around because I'm not using the same system. Now we're gonna replicate everything. Like this is a new panel I bought online. It has the Volvo Penta writing on the top, and I will cover it. I will take it off because it's called contrafaction. You cannot use the name. The guys that build it online, I don't even remember where I bought it from, but we're gonna just replicate it with cheap version of this one. Is the original Volvo that has the test and has also the glow plugs, and we're gonna use a couple of normal light bulbs, a couple of diodes, and we're gonna replicate it, the original one. Only the plastic, it's expensive as hell. That way when tomorrow you have a problem with a button, you just replace it, or a light bulb, without spending like 300-400 euros. Now this was a panel I started to do for testing the Volvo Penta with the original Volvo Penta connector on it, and this wiring harness, it's from another Volvo Penta. It has the original one. That way you can take out the old one and just put the homemade one, and with the same connector. Now I'm gonna teach you the idea is that every wire on the connector where this used to connect is something like this. We're gonna cut it, throw away this one, and just use diodes to connect it from here to the light bulbs. Now every wire has his own function. Like I just white, blue, it is the oil switch. It's the pin number 14 on the connector. White brown is the coolant switch. Light blue, oil gauge, it's for an oil gauge. Light brown, coolant gauge. Orange, it's the glow plug that goes to relay. Green and red, return to lamp for glow plug, because the orange sends the signal to a relay, and then the green red turns the signal from the relay when the glow plugs are activated, and the brown is the D plus from alternator. Now I'm gonna take it one by one. I'm gonna show you. Normally, let's take a pen. You have like white blue goes from the connector to a lamp, and the other side of the lamp goes to the positive, because on the other side, on the engine, the white blue goes to a small transducer that when the temperature goes over 120 degrees, it will just shorten to ground. Give me 1 second, I'll search for one of those bulbs. Now these two are temperature gauges. This one temperature sensors. This one, it's original Volvo Penta D240. It's like room temperature, temperature 880 ohm. Yeah, ohm. This one, same thing. With one of them, it's 800 and something ohm, and while it's heating up, will change the resistance. But the other one, this one, is the 120 degrees light bulb. So when the sensor gets over to 120 degrees, will shorten to ground, because the main body is connected on the boat engine ground, will shorted, so we'll send the negative to the lamp, and then the lamp having the other one on the positive will light up. Now from the same signal that goes from here to the lamp, one wire goes to a diode that let the signal pass the negative towards the positive. This is the cathode and this is the anode. Let the negative, and then goes to the buzzer that also has the other one to the positive. For the oil, the same thing. This is like the oil transducer, always from the Volvo Penta. This is the original Volvo Penta one. Will shorten to ground. Will shorten to ground when there is no pressure, and when you blow pressure, will just disconnect that thing. Same thing with this one. This one, it's a combined one that has a gauge wire and a lamp wire. One of them, it's conducing while it has no pressure. If you blow some pressure, will just disconnect it. And the other one, it is this one is not working, the particular one. The other one, it's for the gauge. It changes the resistance, so we'll move the needle. But what we're interesting right now, it is the same. We have the oil pressure switch that goes to the engine. You have a negative wire that goes to a light, to the oil light, and from the same wire you take one diode, same thing as before, and this diode goes also here to the buzzer, one with the other. And the same thing with the alternator. You have the no charging, like the battery light from the alternator. The same thing, you have a lamp that's DP, called D+. It goes to the positive. When the alternator is not producing current, this DP will be at negative, so the lamp will lighten up, will be lit. And when the alternator is producing, we'll have the positive here, the power will flow, and you have two positives and will not work. Same thing from here, we take a diode, and the same diode will go to the buzzer, to the negative of the buzzer, because the positive, it's always connected. Now we will follow the original colors from Volvo Penta, since we have it here. So the idea is that we're gonna cut some wires. Aha. So there you go. Now we're interested in white blue. White blue, it is coming here. I'll cut them a bit like this. We're interested in brown. That is the alternator. Then we have the white and brown. That one we're also interested in. The violet one, it is the stop, if the engine has electric stop. Now the green and red, it is the return to the lamp. The only one that doesn't have a diode, so will not beep, it is the glow plug that will have the return and will go to the glow plug. Will have it on negative on the other side, because it gets the positive, so it's the only one that it has a negative connected. It is that one. So we said we have the return of the lamp, there is the green and red. that goes here will be one of the wires. I just try to. Now I will have a seat while I'm doing these things, and I will get back to you shortly. Now we are gonna make it easier, since all these light bulbs will have one side that's towards the positive, and you also gonna need some other positives around. We're gonna make it really easy to replace tomorrow by the owner. So on the positive side, I could weld them, solder and everything else, but if in need to change only one of them will be much more difficult. So now just for the small lamps, we're gonna using a Vago that it is protected behind the panel, so we'll have no problem. Now I will need to steal a piece. There it is. It is the blue and red color, that's the positive. So this will be the common for the three lights, and if we need another plus, another positive, we're gonna do it here for the two push buttons. I do not have them here, but I'll show you the style I'll be using. I'll be using something like this. This is a vandal proof, waterproof. It has a normal switch. It goes good for on and off and start and stop. So it will be one of these. So we're gonna need to give them the positive. The other one will go the negative to the violet one. So here we're gonna need anyway another connection. We could just, let's just use this one. The positive, yeah, I'm gonna crimp them together with another terminal and add another cable for the down part. Now on the other connection of the lights, we have the colors that are going like white blue, the oil switch. So blue white, this one will be the oil switch. Which one is the oil? The second, this one. So we're gonna make it like this. And from here we're gonna also solder one diode that will go to the buzzer. Now the negative, the cathode of the diode, is the one with the stripe, with the white stripe. So we're gonna take the white stripe, we're gonna put it on this one, and then we'll go to the lamp, and the other end of the white stripe of the diode will be connected to the negative of the buzzer, of the beep that usually it is, we have it here, it is the black and white. That one will be the negative. All three diodes will go together from one side and will be soldered to the black and white. Let's just take this one. Now I'll start working on it and I'll be back with you while I'm finished. Now I've welded, soldered a couple of things. First of all, the three diodes, I put them with the anode all together, and then the cathodes go to the individual. One goes to the one lamp, the green is for the battery, the other two are for the oil and for the water temperature. Solder the red and green that's on the return lamp for the glow plugs. Just repeat, the brown, it is the D plus from the alternator, the white and blue, it is the oil, and the brown and white, it is the water temperature. Now we have the stop that is violet, and the stop I will put it no matter how the on off it is. Instead, the start button will put it only if it is in on. Now we also have like the second position that gives a negative, that can do the test of the lamps of the four. Only three of them, the lamps, and the those are the test. Now in order to connect the test, we have to go back to each individual ones and put a diode the other way around that brings the negative from here to each one of them. So another three diodes that go inside here. Now I'll just do it just for fun. I usually do not want it, like in my boat I did not use it, but I will do it just for fun. Now I've soldered other three diodes that are the other way around, like with the stripe towards the black wire that goes from the button, and the other ones are the other way around with the stripe that goes towards the buzzer. I put them in transparent heat shrinking because I want them to be seen. And then I'll just slide two pieces of heat shrinking tube over them, and that should be about it. Now let's just test it. As I said, I do have an original connector, so it has only one way it can go in, and then you have to rotate and block. Now it's blocked. We'll just take a 12-volt battery, the red with the blue stripe on the other side, and the red on this side, it is the positive, the negative is the black. Now this one, it is a light bulb, and it has also a timer inside. So when you first go on, if you don't have like if you have the oil switch, it is the color. Which one is the oil switch? Which one is the oil switch? The white and blue. So the white and blue, it is connected while you start the engine, will be connected to ground because you have no oil pressure. So the function of this One is just not to have you hear the beep when you put the on. That's the only, that should be the old switch. No, it's yellow stripe. Where is that? Oh, I have it here. So you have the I already connected, I forgot about it. So the only reason for this one to exist is to have a timer when you put the engine in on, not to hear the beep. The alternator is not working. Why is that? I'll just see about it. A few moments later, couple of cable ties, and it's very nice, very nice. Borat says very nice. We'll need a couple of more cable ties and just to fasten cream here. And it's very nice. And the buzzer, it's really loud. San Giorgio sign. This one, it's a diode. When you're pushing the start, first go globe plugs, and then when you push in the start, will also give a little bit of power to the globe plugs.